Good. After morning wine liptions, the level of deals are here, and I'm going to do the traditional per category setup where I go through each and every single category and give you my top picks from within them, so you know what to look out for on this special season. These do also last quite a long time. They generally run until like the end of the month, so don't worry about them going offline in the next few weeks. They should be around with us until the 30th of November, and then because Rage is coming up, they'll probably also do a preparation for specials for that will run then probably until the 10th or 11th of December as well. So we'll see when those ends and when that kicks off. But as you know, the deals are flying thick and fast on the Evetech store. So let's jump straight into it then. With case fans, nothing really to report there. Some cheap 100 Rand ones, which I'm going to buy for Honey because she refuses to put fans into her computer and it's making my OCD have a small panic. 12th gen stuff is going to be on the clearance, which I think was an obvious one. KF for 11k is pretty sick. 12700 as well. These are still incredibly good. So if you looked at the review that I did on the 13th gen, you'll see the 12600 to the 13600K. Yes, there is performance improvement, but if you just want core count, then these are going to be really good for that. CPU coolers, AK400 and the Xeon M2, both pretty solid options. I love the price separation as well, so I love these as well. For like 6 core and 8 core builds, you're not going to need anything more than that. Moving over to gaming accessories, it's actually some Wi-Fi stuff, so just a little mesh Wi-Fi there for the house if you are going to need that, or something to that effect. Chairs, nothing really to write home about except for the Cougar. These are really nice for $4,000. They are quite worth it as far as like premium sort of armchairs and stuff, but these are very, very comfortable. I did do a review on this that never saw the light of day because I filmed it like absolute trash, so yeah, sorry about that one, Cougar, but I can attest from having used it for like a week or two that it was quite nice, quite comfortable. Graphics cards, I literally wasn't expecting anything over here, and I clicked on it expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, GT 1030, if you need to like play CS and FIFA, it'll do that. The 6500 XT at $3,000 would be like a decent to have on hand little graphics card. Don't forget though, it is basically a laptop GPU, so these are just really if you need multiple outputs on your displays. This can actually run some games though, which is pretty cool. Hard drives, just defaults once again, pretty good pricing on that 4TB. I believe, I genuinely don't want to click on this. Let me just open up in a new tab. That this is 256 meg cache. So these are good. These are really good spinning discs. Like of spinning discs, this is pretty much the best that you'll get for general home usage. Moving over to headsets, here's where things get a little bit more interesting. Just having a look here. Blackshark V2X, really good like bass setup set of headphones. That also looks quite cool. Comes with a little headphone stand, which is pretty sick. G535, I mean the 435 was great, so I can't imagine why that wouldn't be good. At 1899 is probably one of the better picks. That's sick price for Octa 7 Plus. That's a really, really good price. One of the better headsets that I like a lot are the Octa 7Ps. So these are very close to that. The Octa 9 at 2.5, these are normally over $3,000. So yeah, that's, I mean, G Pro X's at 3.5 are not going to be better than an Octus at that price. So that's very solid. These two, the very, very top pick. G535 also looks really good at that price right now. Moving over to keyboards. What do we have in this section? I mean, these Marvos are not bad for what they are. They are quite cheap. I mean, it is still full mechanical for $250 for 60%. I love the E3s. I really do. These are absolutely fantastic. I don't see Strike 6 here, so I'm assuming it's either stock or it's, you know, maybe the last bit of me talking about and doing the reviews on the other stock. Who knows? Because those are fantastic. Strike 13 is really good at 1,000. Genuine Cherry MX red switches, full backlit, aluminium backplate. For $1,000, that's kind of sick. I also really do like this Huntsman Mini. The linear opticals are, I love linear switches. I know you guys like tactile feedback. It still hurts my brain, but it's fun. Get your tactiles somewhere else. I'm kidding. The finish on these keyboards is really good. This is a new one as well, Black Widow V3. So that at 1.6 though, and that at $1,000. It seems like the easiest options out of the lot. Like, I would put it way ahead of the G413. I absolutely hate the Robo G switches. They are not where it's at. Yeah, that seems like the best for keyboards. Laptops is quite hectic. There's actually quite a lot. This will probably take me a significant amount of time to scan through here, but just let me have a look on the surface of things. Is there anything that jumps out that's crazy? That's not a bad price for that. The Victuses are tough to beat. They really just price versus performance is just sick on these. If you're looking at like a newer laptop, like this is basically what I would suggest to you. That's just messed up everything for myself, but with the new 12500H, 12 cores, 16 threads for 17k. Victus right now on price versus performance is significantly better than anything else. So if you're looking at it like as a designer or something like that, this honestly would probably be the best pick right now for 17k. That's an immense amount of processing performance. Your renders, everything are gonna fly. You've got a 3050 4 gigs, so you can still play some games and stuff on it. These are really solid, and the monitors on these are some of the best. Another one that's jumping out at me is this ROG as well. It is a 4800H, so it is a little bit older, but they still monster 8-core 8-core 16 threads. I actually saw a review when I did the Zephyrus launch, which came out with the 4800H at the time, and it was well ahead of my 2700X. So you could think of it as like a 3700X, but portable, which is sort of sick. This price point is pretty good. But then I also sold this Lenovo Legion 5, which has the newer 5800H. Better panel, 1440p as well, G-Sync, 3070 graphics on this as well, which is kind of monstrous. The other one was 3060. So if you can, between the two, the price versus performance does seem pretty flat though. Moving on to monitors, we've got Acer Predators. These XP3s are very good with IPS. VA Odyssey, that's a pretty good price for 144 as well. Nothing too amazing, but pretty good defaults. A lot of monster stuff. Wow, that's a lot of monster stuff. This stuff's pretty good. I mean, at $500, you basically can't beat these headphones and stuff. The smartwatch as well, if you're looking for a smartwatch, my experience on using this was really good. I'm probably actually gonna pick one of those up if I'm being completely honest. At $600, it just makes a lot of sense. Helps with your sleep tracking and your steps, and your general like well-being tracking on that is very, very nice. Moving on to my favorite section with the mice. Let's have a look over here. These are actually really good. They are a little bit heavy and stuff, but having messed around with them at Evetech, the build quality and the fact that it's got a genuine pixel sensor means you don't need to worry about the sensor being good or not. So if you've got a smaller hand especially, it does come with two bodies, so you can make it shorter. It's kind of nice and ambidextrous as well. Those are a little bit underrated. Death had a V2 though for that sort of money. I actually had a look at this the other day for Mate. Model D and the Model O's are really hard to beat at the price point for $1,000. But the one I would suggest from this list, if you do have the cash, is probably going to be the Ultimate. Yeah, price versus performance here is just kind of sick. Look at that battery life with a 74 gram weight. So it's ultra lightweight, a nice ambidextrous design, good for a longer hand as well. It's like the Viper shape. You can see that it's like this elongated ambidextrous type design. Maybe not for everybody, but for those that like that sort of stuff, this thing is kind of sick. Mouse pads, we've just got the default Evetech ones at $1,000. The Rocket Man is always a nice pickup there. PC cases, moving on in that section, just having a quick squiz. GT301, wow, at $1,000. That's a very good price. This is a sick case, guys. Let me just open up a new tab over here. This thing I've built in so many times. It's got really good defaults. You can see like the rubber grommets and stuff. Oh, I'm so glad I changed the back panel actually. You can see it's got 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch at the bottom over there. Nicely spec space for the power supply, like the dimensions and everything. You can see the tying points at the top over here. They've done a really good job with this case. So this is like an easy fire and forget. Comes with 3 fans in with the 1 exhaust out as well. So even if you don't upgrade, there's enough airflow for most builds. It's probably going to be okay. Moving on to power supplies, Cooler Master absolutely bombed this sale clearly. 1200 watt. All of these are good. Any one of these, whatever you have budget for, just get one of these. Will probably be the last power supply you need. I'm on a V1000, literally this exact PSU. I've been on it for already 4 years and it's still like brand new out the box. Absolutely no coil one or anything like that. Routers, having a look here. I mean, a 1200 for an AC, 2900 for $1,000. Well done, Aces. This is fantastic. This is the easiest pickup. I've got my tough AC 2600, which I've been using for 18 months. No, it must be longer than that. It must be nearly 2 years now. Thing doesn't skip a beat. I never restart it. It literally just runs, and it's absolutely beautiful. Management and stuff on these is particularly good. Moving on to SSDs though, Hikvision E100. Fire and forget. I mean, these prices are sort of kind of disgusting. Clev, I think these NVMEs just fell flat because of their speed. I don't know what you guys think. I'd love to hear in the comments below. E3000, 1 TB for 1299. Kind of sick. These are really, really solid. These WD Black SN750s, they just don't fail. They are like absolutely bulletproof. 1 TB for 1699. This is the one I'd probably push you to buy from this list. Just because I know they are so bulletproof. I mean, they just don't come back. Their failure rate is like must be 0.5%, I swear. Thrustmaster, yo, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of joysticks and stuff. But these Airbus editions are very, very well put together. Things, hoters for $1,000, so that you can, if you are playing like War Thunder, for instance, then you can have your individual throttle controls. The TCA quadrant plus that, I mean, that's under $3,000. That's pretty much the best price I've seen that in. This thing is just a lot of fun. There is a review up on Evetech if you want to check it out, but I even managed to play dirt like pretty convincingly on that. So if you just want like a really fun time, then yeah, PC and PlayStation compatible. There's an Xbox version as well on it. Well, there's the basic pack without the other fancy add-ons for 2.2 for dual throttle quadrant setup. That's actually very, very cheap. It's quite nice. T150 still at a solid price. Really, really good setup. That, I mean, if you want rudder pedals and you want the full experience, T300 as well. That price, it's normally closer to 10k. So yeah, those are really nice. So if you've been looking to get into sim, actually this is looking really good for you guys that are doing the sim stuff. Upgrade kits. Oh, there's some really nice ones here. The ones that come out, I think, obviously with the 5700X and the X570 at the price point, this is very, very solid. But if you do have the cash, there's a 13600K for the Z690P, and I actually just built this for something that will come out on Monday. For you guys, the giveaway competition for T3, it is still happening. There's just been so much happening with Evetech marketing change and stuff that I wanted to hold off a little bit. 5900X, I mean, the 13600K beats it at every single punch. So that's why I suggest this thing. It's actually kind of sick for that bundle. Looking further down, 7700X kits could be nice. I just don't know. The AMD price point right now, unless you're looking at this sort of level, I just don't feel it's very competitive. A 12700F for that money as well is also kind of disgusting. I think right now this kit, well, this is a pretty good budget buy as well. 12400. If you can, the 5700X is just going to be that much better. You're just going to get way more multi-thread. I like these three basically. This one, and this one are my picks from the list over here. And then webcams, we just got a TP-Link Tapper outdoor security webcam, so nothing really to write home about there. Anywho, that is your category by category guide. I think these are going to be updating as the level up deals continue, so we'll see if they do change majorly next week. Maybe I'll do another one like that, or then just do a top 10 from those deals. But for now, that's your categories covered, so you guys have good suggestions. One thing I didn't mention with the upgrade kits as well is I definitely think you guys should be speccing up to 32 gig if you are going to look to stream or run Adobe or do anything else on them, like production wise, or anything with heavy encoding. The RAM nowadays, for that high resolution video, you really do need it. I absolutely felt it when I made the change over to using a lot more 4K content, and when I was looking at doing 1080p 60 lossless from game, you really need to record at like 50 megabits. So yeah, dealing with that on your timeline with 16 gig RAM is not going to go very well for you. Just do the 32 gig upgrades. I think in general it's probably going to be a good guideline for buying on that. Graphics cards are at the rock bottom prices. They have been for a while. That's why they're not really featuring in there. But I think as well, maybe next week I will do 2 builds for you guys as well, because you guys were asking for it in the comments on the last deals or buys guide, that I do like a mid-range and then like a high-end build for you guys, suggestion wise. I think with 13 gen release and the 7000 series now full on the store with AMD, it's definitely a good time to do that. So until next week, a lot happening then. Do stay tuned to the channels over here on Evetech, and I hope you guys stay safe, keep well, and I will see you on the flip side.